I adore fashion. It may be more obvious to some than others. If you know me mainly on social media or on the internet, you'll see how I present myself. You'll see me how I want you to see me. You'll only see my outfits when I'm wearing something interesting, or you know, looking cool or whatever. But if you see me out in person more often, then you might be a bit surprised by that statement. I mean, it's not like I'm not dressed nicely, but most of the time when I'm out and about because I'm headed to work or school, and the work that I do and the things that I study require me to wear very practical clothing. Nothing too flashy, nothing that I can't move around in very well, and nothing that I'd be upset if it got damaged or messy or anything. Because working in live music, I gotta be prepared to have a beer spilt on me. I gotta be prepared to fucking crouch down and climb under a thing and reorganize some cables and whatnot. I gotta be prepared for anything. And I can't be wearing, designer to that shit. Not that I own any designer, but, I'm too broke for that right now. Anyway, I adore fashion. From finding a $7 t shirt at Vinnie's and thinking about all the stuff you could pair it with back at home, or buying your first pair of expensive shoes. I love it all. I love the art of turning your body into a canvas for experimentation and self expression, artistic expression, creativity, all of that. I love it. It's one of my favorite things in the world. And if you're like me in that regard, then you'll know that one of the best feelings ever is acquiring a grail. Something that you've wanted for a very long time that is either expensive or hard to find, or you just haven't gotten it yet. It's a beautiful feeling. And for me, I was able to fulfill that feeling this weekend, the same weekend that I saw my favorite artist of all time, Blade, live. So I'm feeling pretty blessed, and I wanted to share some positive energy and also a couple reflections that I've made upon fulfilling this desire. The item in question is a pair of New Rock M206 S1s. I've been wanting this shoe since like 2021 when I was 16, first getting into sort of the more internet music niche scenes or whatever. I was working at KFC making minimum wage. I could not afford New Rocks. And then, like a year or two later, when I could, Cemetery had blown up. And everyone started rocking New Rocks and True Religion and Affliction and whatnot. And all the prices for that shit skyrocketed, including New Rocks. And the availability plummeted. So the supply and demand, it got all fucked, pretty much. So it was a long period where I couldn't afford the inflated prices, and then I couldn't find any because they're handmade. They're stupid heavy custom made in Spain, like Ghost Mountain says, or whatever. Um, so I wasn't able to acquire them for a long ass time. But yesterday, after seeing Blade, I'm walking around in Sydney with my girlfriend, and she spots a sign out of a shoe store that says New Rocks 20% off, and I go, "There's no way." Immediately, I'm skeptical because due to that said supply demand shit, fakes of New Rocks became very very common and increasingly hard to spot. And if I dropped like $500 on a pair of fake New Rocks, I wouldn't know what to do with myself. I'm walking, and like a week later, and the sole falls off. I'm dead, man. So I'm sitting there. I'm doing an incredibly thorough inspection of the shoe. I determine that they are not fake, which is still my belief. And I put them on, and it just wearing a piece of high quality clothing, especially something you've been wanting for as long as I've been wanting these, is beautiful. It's a beautiful feeling. And it's something that I think I've been chasing for a really long time. And that's where I wanted to get into a little bit of reflections that I was doing, because I don't want people to make the same mistakes that I did. I think that in some cases, mistakes like this are necessary, but you can end up losing money and feeling worse about yourself. And I don't want that to happen to anyone. So I thought I'd share a little bit of wisdom I have learned from chasing the feeling of getting a grail. So 2023 is probably the last time this happened. I've managed to kind of be comfortable in the things that I like wearing and the things that I wear. But before that, I was pretty unstable. I didn't know what I wanted. I didn't know what I wanted to wear. I wanted to be as cool as possible. I wanted to wear whatever was the newest and what everyone was wearing. I wanted to be cool. I wanted to be on top of it all. And that started with Realtree. Realtree shit got really popular alongside like Carhartt and whatnot. And I thought it was the coolest thing. And I bought this pair of Realtree pants that were like $160 and this Realtree undershirt that was like $60. And I wore them like 2 or 3 times and I realized that I hated them. I hated Realtree, but I thought it was cool because I saw it on people, and it was the people who were cool. It was people who listened to the cool music and people who got all the likes on Instagram and whatnot. And I fell for it, and I bought it. Same with the fucking single-soled Tims. They're still like $200. I got a pair of those. I wore them like 4 or 5 times. They're still a bit in my wardrobe, in my rotation, but like they did not do and what I wanted them to do, and they did not fill the void that I wanted them to fill. That void was definitely New Rock shaped, and I just wasn't ready for that purchase yet. But yeah, those are a couple examples. There's also like a pair of cargos I got that are just pretty much one-to-one replicas of Rick Bella cargos. I bought them and I didn't wear them for like a year, but recently I'm wearing them a lot, so don't feel too bad about that. But still, that's a year of not wearing something after buying it and thinking that you really, really wanted it. And I just don't want people to feel pressure to conform, because the only reason that I'm able to get these New Rocks now is because for some reason this year people decided New Rocks weren't cool anymore. We want to switch over. Now we're wearing Mason Margiela on feet. Now we're wearing Geo baskets and we're wearing skinny jeans. That's the vibe now. And I fuck with it. As long as it's what you want to wear, I love it. As long as you're expressing what you want to express, I love it. And for me, my like essentials, I love baggy pants. I love merchandise of artists that I fuck with. I love Drain merch. What can I say? I'm a bit of a fanboy, and I love chunky shoes. And New Rocks are the quintessential chunky shoe, and I've been wanting them for years and years and years. And feeling them on feet, it feels like my feet were made for them. The leather is so high quality. I walked around the rest of the day. It was like the first thing we did. We got up at like 9 because we had to leave the hotel. We were walking around. We got breakfast, and then I saw that spot, and I was like, damn. And I tried them on, and I didn't think I was going to do it because I never spend money, let alone $500 on a pair of shoes. But I put them on, and I remembered just how badly I wanted them. I kind of lost hope a bit for a while, but I got them. And I walked around in them for the rest of the day. Our bus left at like 6. We were just wandering around Sydney for the rest of the day for like 8 hours or something. My feet only started to hurt at the very end, and it's probably just from how heavy they are. I'm not blistering, nothing like that. They fit my feet perfectly, and I have zero regrets. They also came with a keychain. I don't know if y'all knew about this, but it came with a keychain. It spins. It's got the world and it spins. It's got the New Rock logo. It's sick as fuck. And yeah, that came with it as well, which is another affirmation of it's not fake, because why the fuck would you include this if you're making fakes? Anyway, I just kind of wanted to put that out there. A little bit of advice that I had learned. And just to say, if there's something out there that you've been wanting for a long time, that you want, and, even just to make sure, wait, if it's something that's in trend right now, wait until it's not, and think about if you still want it. Because that's what I did with these, and I am so glad that I did, because I love them. I love them. And I want you to be able to experience that as well. Don't do what I did. Don't conform. Be yourself, and good things will happen to you. I promise. I promise. And don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to spend your money. Life is about loss and gain. I swear, I don't think they were just saying some random shit. Blady and Echo 2K. I don't think they were saying just some random shit. I genuinely believe that philosophy, the philosophy of loss and gain, is the same. You know, I lose money, but I gain happiness and swag. I gain joy. I can make the money back. There's only so much you can do to bring yourself joy. There's a lot you can do to bring yourself money. And there's a lot you can do to bring yourself joy that doesn't involve spending money. But buying a grail and wearing a grail is something that brings immense joy and immense swag. And I'm very glad that I did that. So I just wanted to put that out there. I don't know if this is even going anywhere. I've been trying to record this video for like fucking yonks. But anyway, yeah, I love you. And I hope that this reaches you well, whoever you are. Thank you.